Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to today's unseen video. We're going to be a little bit earlier than usual because we've already got enough for an episode, and this is the top story. This has been spotted out in the wild. You can see Off the Top Media posting this 3 hours ago, so that guy Shadow, thank you. And you can see this logo just below the Netflix logo. This looks like it might be the new Raw logo. It's very much in line, actually, with what we've been seeing. Very clean, metallic. And you can see that it's not a million miles away from the Raw logo that we've had. Same sort of lettering, block lettering, just angled. And it doesn't have that kind of arrow underneath. And obviously it's not red as well. So we can actually have a look at some of the figures that are in the line. You can see here, look, we've got Rhea and Dirty Dom. We've got, that looks like Shawn and the British Bulldog. And then we've got Austin Theory and John Cena. So these are hitting stores now. Looks like Walmart, that does to me. And there's a close-up of the actual logo. So, yes, Wrestle Night, shout out to you. So, yeah, that looks like it is the new Raw logo. And so it looks like Mattel might have spoiled it. So, yeah, very interesting. So that's our top story. Let's jump over into the other bits. We'll go WWE first. Shawn Michaels, this is really interesting. He thinks that Roxanne Perez is ready for the main roster now. And I know many of you are going to go, yeah, of course she is. He was saying that there's a moment that like wrestlers go through where it just clicks and you find that missing piece. And he was saying he thinks it happened this year, not that long ago, actually, when Roxanne took on Chase U, which I think he means Thea Hale. And you might remember that was not that long ago when they had that match. And so Shawn feels like that was a really important match. So for those of you that watch NXT, I thought you might find that interesting that Shawn pinpointed that moment. This Jacqueline, shout out to you. So Becky is still listed on WWE's talent roster. And this is really important because obviously we don't quite know what's happening with Becky. But Becky, if we whoosh over, go full screen. This was on WrestleVotes Radio. So it's very intriguing. I heard about this months ago that she was taking a hiatus, as Triple H called it. Her name never really came off the roster. So it was one of those things where, okay, well, did they take it? Did they forget to take it off the internal roster? Is it there for moral support because they want to see Becky in the future? But as time went on and Becky's name remained on the internal roster that the team gets each and every show, it was something I was checking in on, and I heard it looks like she's still there. It looks like her name is still there. So did she ever truly become a free agent is my first question. Did she just take a hiatus like, hey, get this deal done? You go take your hiatus. We'll make it feel like you're a free agent. And then when the time's right, you'll have your comeback and you'll surprise the world. So they're kind of insinuating here that maybe she's still under some sort of a contract or agreement, even if it's like a handshake deal. Because it is true, if you go onto the WWE Superstars page, you can find Becky still on the active roster, and this is saying that she's still on the internal roster as well. So very interesting update there in regards to Becky. We haven't really had much news on her, so it was good to get a bit of an update. JDS Aviation Adventures, thank you. This is a massive story as well. The Rock is in Georgia, right? The Rock confirms he'll be in Georgia tomorrow for a football game. Same location as Bad Blood. So, yeah, big. The Rock is in Georgia. And as we said, that's big because obviously we've had rumors that The Rock might be making his presence felt at Bad Blood. Adam, shout out to you. So appreciate it. We've got this new video package, just hyping up the tour. There we go. The live holiday tour. So on Boxing Day, they're in Jacksonville. 27th, they're in Pittsburgh. Then also Tampa as well. 2 on the 27th, 2 on the 28th. So 1 show in Baltimore, 1 show in Orlando. 2 on the 29th, Chicago, Miami. 2 on the 30th, Houston and Detroit. That one's a Raw taping. That one's a SmackDown taping. And this is their holiday tour. I mean, brilliant. I mean, if I was in America, I would love to go to these shows because it's going to have that kind of Christmassy feel. You're in that really weird period between Christmas and New Year's, and kids are off school. A lot of people are off work. Families are together. It's such a great time. It's my favorite week of the year, that week between Christmas and New Year. Is just such a special time. So the fact that you could make it better by going to a WWE show, I mean, let's go. Let's go. So if you're in these areas, then there you go. Christmas has just got better for you, a bit sweeter. And then we had this as well. So this is a brilliant video. I really would urge you to watch it. It's 6 minutes 49. And it's a promo from Karrion Kross. He talks about having nightmares that he doesn't feel belong to him. He spoke to his dad about it. And his dad said, maybe you're having other people's nightmares. And Karrion says, like, he was getting them so much he started to never dream again. And then he asks, like, what would you do to get back, like, a key piece of you that's missing? Would you travel to the middle of nowhere? Would you do it not knowing if you was going to find it? And Karrion says, I'm willing to do these things. It's really interesting. Music that plays is A Perfect Circle, which Wrestle Night has kind of insinuated there's obviously a connection with the Wyatt Sicks and, you know, the circle. The song name is The Contrarian. Lyrics have my head spinning. Hello, he lied. So Wrestle Night was like really interested in the song and the lyrics and the band, A Perfect Circle. And Wrestle Night said, I think you know where I'm going with this. What do you think, right? And before I had a chance to answer, Karrion answered. Karrion Kross responded and said, everything is intentional. So there we go. Didn't need me to answer. So I thought that was brilliant. So Wrestle Night doing some investigation work and actually getting a response from Karrion Kross. Brilliant. And you've got to watch that. It's a brilliant, brilliant video. So we've done that. Let's have a look at Wyatt's, shall we? I don't think there's loads. Dave, thank you. SlamX just pointing out that the Wyatt Sicks most recent post has now been deleted. Don't want to speculate, but one has to wonder if this has got something to do with Braun's injury. So this patience, it's almost time. The code that took you to that has now been deleted, apparently. So are we seeing a little bit of change of direction? What with Braun's injury? Hope not, but gonna have to wait and see. And then Dave again tagging me in this. So this coming from Sportskeeda, coming from Chris Van Vliet, his interview with Eric Young. So I think the original idea was me, Bray, and Bo as a trio. That's what was told to me from Hunter. Basically, I'm going to jump at that. I'm friends with both of those guys creatively. It would have just been an unbelievable opportunity working there, working on the main roster, wrestling all over the world with two guys that I get along with well. So we knew that Eric Young was going to be part of that group, but didn't realize it would just be those three. You might remember at that time there was a lot of rumors of Vincent and, you know, bringing in those two. Who was the other guy named Dutch? Was it Dutch and Vincent? So yeah, that was big rumors of them coming in. Maybe they would have, maybe they wouldn't have. But certainly Eric Young would have been like joining up with Bo and Bray. Obviously it didn't work out, wasn't meant to be. I think Eric Young decided to leave the company and go back to TNA. But yeah, something that some of you might not be aware of. So that was the Wyatts. Let's go fun. James, thank you. This is really cool. Funko Pop, but it's based on the debut. In Your House, Kane, 1997. I thought that was really, really cool. So available now, apparently. Check this out as well. Never seen this before. I'd never seen this. Brilliant find from 90s WWE. Look at this. The kid turns around. That is brilliant, isn't it? That is brilliant. Look at that, kids. The Attitude Era made this boy a man right here. Honestly, this is why wrestling is the best. This is why it's the best. Amazing. Look at that. Look at that. God bless that kid. And right here, God bless that woman as well. I bet he was sleeping on the couch after this, says Dave. Another one from 90s WWE. Look at this. It's got him in like a torture rack right there. Shout out to the dad that torture racked his son in the crowd during Nitro. So there we go. Kid getting torture. I mean, that kid's not having it as good as this kid, is it? Brilliant. Kelly the Wise Lady, shout out to you. So here, look, we've got Jade, who's struggling with her tight dress. And so Bianca is wheeling her to the back. Here's Bianca, true definition of a tag team. When you're booked and busy and you've got to catch another flight. But Jade was taking too long to walk because her dress was too tight. So there we go. They're off to the airport. That's how they're getting through security like that. Very good. Very good. And then I think we got a couple of bits in other. Oh, just one actually. But an important one. And I didn't know this. So the blue meanie clears up the misconception. It was not Owen's blood that was on the mat over the edge. So if we actually click on this and go full screen. So this is WrestleZone. So Blue Meanie talking about that it wasn't the bloods. Down here, look, he says the blood on the mat was not from Owen. I think he said that it was the Hardy Boys. Here we go. There's a misconception that when Owen died and the show went on that his blood was in the ring. It wasn't his blood. On Sunday Night Heat, Goldust and I wrestled the Hardys with Michael Hayes in their corner. After the match, there was a bloodbath on the Hardys. Matt Hardy put his blooded arm on the mat, coincidentally, where Owen would later fall, and it stayed there the remainder of the show. So, you know, I mean, listen, it's still a horrific tragedy, of course it is. But those images we saw from the documentary of blood on the edge of the ring, apparently that's not from Owen. I don't think that's going to change anyone's opinion too much of the show carrying on, you know. I think the general consensus is it should have ended. As soon as that incident happened, the show should have ended. But, yeah, there was a lot of people, myself included, that was really taken aback going back and looking. So I haven't gone back and looked at it. I think I've probably seen that show or that bit like a couple of times since it happened. So to see the blood in the documentary was quite striking, to be honest. Something which really took me aback. So, yeah, to now find out that that blood was not from Owen is, I don't know, it's weird because he passed away, but it is a bit relieving to know that that was not his blood. But as I said, I don't think it's going to change anyone's opinion that the event definitely should have ended after that incident. So there we go. I thought I'd bring that to your attention. I thought that was very interesting. And worthy of inclusion. So there we go. I wanted to do this video because of the Raw logo. Kind of felt a bit too big to just sit on, really. So I will try and get another one of these up for you after SmackDown. I'm sure there'll be plenty to talk about after SmackDown. Lots of reaction to what goes down on SmackDown. We got the dumpster match, we got the ladder matches, but wanted to get this out there for you. So thanks a lot for watching. Appreciate all the support. Hit the subscribe and the bell if you haven't already. And hopefully I will see you again next time. Bye for now.